Things are heating up here, NFL fans, just in time for the 2025 NFL Combine. My name is Trace Moustakas. I will be your fill-in host today. You can call me Moose. Now, on today's show, we've got the hottest gossip. Call me the gossip girl of NFL because I'm about to break down all the juiciest NFL rumors coming your way. Now, the first thing that we have to do, I'm a newer host here on Chat Sports, or at Chat Sports, I should say, and my bosses kind of gave me this initiation thing, and they were like, listen, it is kind of customary to require all new hosts to get at least 250 likes on a single VOD, and they actually said, we don't think you're going to be able to do it on your first few go-arounds. So help me out, hit that like button, and help me get to 250 likes on today's video. Now, speaking of today's video, I was talking with my producer, Mr. Brett Alpert, and as we were building this show and kind of got towards the end, some breaking news happened. Rob Gronkowski is apparently now rumored to want to come back to the NFL. League sources telling Cecil Lammey, I think that's how you pronounce it, four-time Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski is considering a return to the NFL. He worked with Sean Payton at Fox, and I'm told that he loves the Denver Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix. Two of his brothers, Dan and Chris, had short stints with the team. So could this be a possible resurgence for the future Hall of Famer? No. Sorry. I just don't see it happening. Look, how old is he? 34, 35, 36 years old. And realistically, let's say Gronk has an amazing season at this age. What are we talking about? 35, 40 receptions, 400, 500 yards, couple of touchdowns. It'd be a very mediocre season, and that's at his very best. So I like you, Gronk. I think you're funny on TV, but my friend, I think you just need to stay retired. All right, let's get into the actual hottest NFL rumors besides Mr. Gronkowski. Matthew Stafford, is he going to be traded? What about the latest on Matthew Stafford? Now, this is a quote by Jeremy Fowler on Matthew Stafford. Here's what he had to say. The Los Angeles Rams have looked at Stafford's future as a year-to-year proposition. He reworked his contract last offseason, reflects that pushing to his 2024 pay into the $40 million range, but lessening his guarantees into 2025, meaning into this season, essentially allowing both sides to decide whether they want to remain married at this point. Now, a lot of people will tell you that Matt Stafford and the Rams are going to get it done. They're going to come together. They're going to make it work. And I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry. I don't think the Rams want to be tied down to a 37-year-old quarterback who maybe has got 1 to 2 good years left. Stafford has injury concerns. Stafford is getting much older, and he's going to want that price to be really, really high. He's going to want $50 million plus. Now, I will give you this. Over the last 4 seasons, Stafford has been pretty good. I mean, look at last year, 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He was missing Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp for a while. But if you look at, and minus 2022, but look at 2021, 2023, he's kind of regressed to a very good NFL quarterback, not an elite quarterback. And this is what the odds are for Stafford's next teams. The Vikings coming in at plus 300, the Giants at plus 400, where I actually think he makes a lot of sense for. The Raiders, no shot. Colts and Jets, no, I don't like it either. Steelers, again, if it's the Giants or the Vikings, I love it. I think it actually makes a lot of sense. But to be completely honest, the Rams, I don't see it happening. And I think he's going to be a New York Giant next season. So who will Matt Stafford play for next year? Or will he play for the Rams? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Sorry, got to chalk up my N on this one. Write it in big red ink. It's a no for me, dog. I'm going with the New York Giants. All right, our second hottest rumor, Ernest Jones' future with the Seattle Seahawks. This one caught my eye because I was doing a little bit of recognizance on the Denver Broncos during this Rob Gronkowski thing, and this popped up that Ernest Jones is probably looking towards the Denver Broncos. This is what Lou Scataglia said on Jones' future. I have a feeling the Denver Broncos are going to be throwing a handsome free agency contract to free agent inside linebacker Ernest Jones. He's one of the top inside linebacker free agents on the market and a very solid player at the position. And boy, are they correct. Look at his career stats. Last year in 2024, 138 tackles, 145 tackles. So he's essentially the last 3 years just getting better and better and better. The dude is a blanket over the middle of the field. And if you add him to the Denver Broncos, who, by the way, were number 1 in sacks last year. So statistically speaking, one of the best defenses in the NFL. You're only adding to keeping them on top of the league. And plus his projected contract, it's 4 years, $52 million. So he's going to command a hefty price. But for what you're getting, the dude is just an elite player. And adding him, like I said, to Denver, not to repeat myself, it just makes that a whole lot scarier. Now, before I continue with any more free agent gossip and some hottest NFL rumors, I need some help. Oh, God, look at that number. That is a scary number. We are very, very close to 400,000 subscribers here on our main channel. And this one right here, that's kind of disturbing. So you might as well just hit the subscribe button, help us out, and get rid of that nasty little number. But more importantly, help us inch our way closer and closer to 400,000 subscribers here on the channel. We're keeping up with all of the best NFL, NBA, and MLB. Now we launched an MLB channel, the Red Sox Rundown. All the best news and rumors surrounding your favorite teams right here on Chat Sports. Now, before we even get further into it, quick, brief little thank you to our friends over at Fanatics. Listen, I'm a big hat guy. You can ask my fiance. She got me 4 hats for my birthday, which was last week. And I'm ashamed to say that although she did an A-plus job, they weren't any of my favorite NFL teams. And you can get that at Fanatics. So all you got to do is use the link in the description and into the comments of today's video and go purchase something. Help us, help Fanatics get to that next step, and it helps us, like I said, along the way, and get you your favorite gear surrounding your favorite team. Okay. This one kind of confused me a little bit, and I got a lot to say about this one. The NFL banning the tush push? Really? Like, the Packers apparently come through and are reporting that they want to ban the tush push, have sent a memo to the league saying, hey, we don't want to allow this to happen anymore. And, of course, that would be the, tweet or the rumor coming out of the team from up north. Can't stand those guys. But here's what Diana Rossini had to say about it. The Green Bay Packers are the team that submitted a proposal to the NFL's competition committee to ban the tush push, per sources. And look, the Philadelphia Eagles made this it's kind of like a household name, the tush push. Remember with Jason Kelsey, Jalen Hurts runs it to perfection. And then the Bills kind of adopted their version of it with Josh Allen last year. They run it tremendously. But here's what I got to say. I'm going to be very clear about this. If you don't like it, learn to stop it. I used to say this all the time when the Major League Baseball would talk about the shift, and everyone would complain, oh, we don't like the shift. They're moving to my side of the field. Well, how about you learn to hit to the opposite field? Or, God forbid, lay down a bunt every once in a while. If you don't like it, stop it, right? Like, it's not that difficult. It's just a quarterback sneak. Stack the box, put 9 defenders ready to go forward at one time, and figure it out. It's a play that works for a reason. And I don't think punishing the rest of the NFL because one team learned how to do something tremendously well is a reason to get rid of it. Sorry, I'm sweating like a dog over here. I'm like a leaky faucet. Oh, my goodness. So, again, yeah, like I was saying, it's just one of those things where if you don't like it, tough. Deal with it. And finally, our last hottest NFL rumor. This one kind of leaked a little bit this morning when I was driving on my way to work. Jonathan Allen leaving Washington. Now, this one's kind of on a low simmer, I'd like to call it, because Jonathan Allen, as reported by Jonathan Jones, 2 Jonathans talking about each other, sources to NFL at CBS, the Washington Commanders have granted 2-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Jonathan Allen permission to seek a trade. And I like that they throw that little 2-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Jonathan Allen in there because if you look at his 2024 stats, although he only did play in 8 games, he was just kind of mid. His PFF grade was terrible, 56. So are his best days behind him? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. We're going to kind of see what happens after he comes back from his injury. In terms of being one of the highest paid defensive linemen, by the way, he comes in at number 15, and at $18 million a year, I just don't think that he's worth it. Does that make sense? Look, I like Jonathan Allen as a player, and if you could kind of lower that cost just a little bit, then sure, it makes sense. But to be the 15th highest paid defensive lineman for a 56 PFF grade, now I know PFF doesn't tell the whole story, but, But to me, this is a whole bigger thing. It's not just about Jonathan Allen leaving. It's about why the Commanders are telling him that he can seek a trade. And to me, this has got Myles Garrett written all over it. Myles Garrett, one of the teams he actually talked about maybe potentially liking, the Washington Commanders. And this is just my take. I think Washington is making an aggressive play for Myles Garrett and is saying, look, we can't afford you and we can't afford Myles Garrett on the same payroll. So either you're going to take a little pay cut or you can request a trade. Most players don't want to take less money, so now a trade request has been given and granted by the Washington Commanders. So to me, could this mean Myles Garrett's making a little push to come to Washington? I don't know, but it certainly is an interesting story. And that's kind of my rundown here from all the hottest and latest NFL rumors prior to the NFL Combine. And by the way, tomorrow the NFL Combine starts bright and early, and we cannot wait here over at Chat Sports to get started. So make sure you subscribe, hit that big red button. It's completely free. Remember to like the video, share this with a friend who loves the NFL and all things sports, and we will see you next time.